Hello everyone, and welcome to an environment you probably haven't seen before in any of my videos, which I know for a fact you haven't. This is Microsoft Flight Simulator X, and in front of you you'll see a FedEx Boeing 777-200F freighter. So, today we're going to be making a flight on the VATSIM network, from Memphis to Chicago O'Hare. That's FedEx Flight 583. But before you get started, I'd like to say thank you guys for clicking on this video if you have, and I hope you will enjoy it. And as you can see, pretty much all the cargo hatches are open. So, yeah, let's get started. Alright, so welcome back to the flight deck of this Boeing 777-200F. Now, we are sitting at the FedEx ramp right now, or at the FedEx hub in Memphis. And we're going to get the airplane set up. So, altimeter is 2994 right now. And if you guys don't know some of the terminology I'm saying, you might have to look it up. I do apologize if you have to do that. I'm actually going to close these lower cargo doors. So that should do these three on the right, which it is. Okay, good. So we're just loading via the main door. So we have a few things we need to do before we start. We need to go to fuel. We need to put the fuel in. We have 44,737 pounds of fuel that we are taking. And we are going to go to payload. We're just going to randomize. Actually, we're going to go in 87.2% load. So that's all set. And doors we don't have to worry about right now. And we don't really have to worry about anything else at the moment. So this is VATSIM, and there is no ATC, so we go 1228. Set the radios, set the transponder 2000. We won't test it or anything yet. But while we're at it, we're going to come up here to the top, ADIRUs on, arm the emergency lights. Even though we really have no passengers to notify, no one's like jump seating or anything. Alright, so seatbelt sign. We don't really have any passengers, but we'll turn that on. And everything else can stay off for now. Actually, put the logo light on. Makes a little bit of a difference. I'm just going to adjust you guys real fast. Oop. Alright, there we go. Is that better? Hopefully it is. Alright, so right now, we're going to come back in the plane. Keep getting sidetracked. I do apologize for that. We're going to put the flight plan in, and our position, and everything. So, I do know the nav data is on update. Go to position. We are at KMEM. Put that in. GPS position in. Put route. KMEM. Flying to Chicago here today, so KORD. We are FedEx. So FDX583. Runway, I need to look at the weather. So, winds are out at 250, 3 knots. So I'm going to look here. It looks like runway 27 is closest to us, and that's what's best for the wind. So I believe we will take runway 27. And yeah, so we'll take runway 27. Here in Memphis. And we will go to the next page, and we'll do the route. So departing via 27, we will go on the JT3 departure, ODE transition. That is correct. So that's us to ODE, and then we go to FTZ. VRDME. And then we're via the Turtle 3 arrival in Chicago O'Hare. I need to check my weather for Chicago. So let's see here. What are we looking at? Should be okay. The weather's pretty nice in Memphis right now. Alright, 290, or no, sorry, 0208 at 8 knots. So we're in east ops. So we'll land runway 10 center. We'll be in via the Turtle 3 10B FTZ transition, and we should be in on the ILS, which, hang on, I'm going to set the arrival again. See if we can fix that little problem. ILS 10 center. Okay, there we go, that's fixed. So we go to our route, put this over there, and route, everything looks good. So we can activate that, execute, go to performance initialization. We'll just put 5 in for the reserves because I don't know what they actually are. Cost index, it's FedEx, we'll just say 30. Flight level 360. Hopefully it will accept that. It will. Thrust limit, I don't know any of these things, so we'll just go full power. Center of gravity is 27%. Flaps for takeoff will be 5, so that's all of that information sorted out now. So VR 151, V2 161, V1 144. So we need to put 161 up here. And that is the FMC setup. Put the auto brake to RTO. And we can come up here. We'll set these up to where I like having these. And then that to there. And then, so what we're going to do now, we're going to get the runway heading 27. It's going to be roughly 270, so I'll get around there now. We'll just put it on 270 for this a minute, and I will look this up. Flight directors, come on, my side master, VNav. So we have that whole combo, and runway heading off of runway 27 is 273 degrees. So that's set. So it looks like basically to get to runway 27, I'll turn around here, it's right behind us. So that's pretty simple for a taxi. So that's pretty nice. And you can see the approach path for those other 3 runways here at Memphis. Alright, I do not know anything about Memphis, so unfortunately that is a thing. Be really unprofessional and fix my wing view, even though I won't use it. Alright, and there's no control on, and I don't know what the initial climb for the departure is. I will check though. So departing JT3. Let's get this up. Okay, so it looks like our, sorry about the sniffing. Looks like our top altitude 5,000. So our initial climb is 5,000, and then from there we'll just go up to 360. Right, so that's all of these basic things done. So now we need to go and get the checklists on. So, oxygen. For the pre-flight, we need to test the oxygen. You don't have to do this, but I like to, for realism's sake. Oxygen's good. Flight instruments, yeah, they're good. We already know. Alright. All these things are in. Trim is not. Taxi takeoff briefing, we don't really have to do one. It's just me. And actually, while we're at it, we'll turn the fuel pumps on. And then we'll start the APU. We can find the APU. There it is. Haven't flown the 777 in a while. I'm a little rusty at it. But anywho, beacon can come on because we'll be moving shortly. Trim will set later. 4 units. So we just have to do the 4 taxi, which we won't do right now. So what we do now, we go to ground connections. So we're just going to wait until I can actually take those off. Test decas. Make sure everything's all good.
TCAS test.
I believe it is. There we go. So that's going good. So what we can do now is come down and we can start closing doors. I'll do the ground connections here in a minute. First, we're going to do doors. So we can close the door, the front door, this one. It's closing now. We can close the main cargo door. Actually, we'll do it now. Deck cargo. It's a very slow-moving door. You can hear the APU powering up. So that door is just going to keep going. We're going to wait for that. I'll put the door page on so we can tell when everything is good. Arm the front door. And we're just waiting for the back door now. And do we have an APU? We have an APU. So what we can do now is come down here to go to ground connections, disconnect all them. We are now running on internal power. Everything is okay. Alright, so we're gonna push back here shortly. All the ground connections are off. Cargo door is closed for the most part. Yes, it is no longer a factor. Everything else is closed. Door page agrees. Checklists are at before taxi, so that's good. So what we can do now really is do the pushback. So, parking brakes. Let's check outside. Good. Any traffic? No. Right, parking brakes can come off. And we're going to push back. And I'll put the engine page on. So now, parking brake is off. We can just press the command and it will go. So now we just have to wait for a second for it to push us back, and we will pressurize the hydraulics in the pushback. We moving? Yep, we are moving. Alright, beacons checked and all that, so start with the right hydraulics, let them power up. Just waiting for them now. It's good. Left. I will do the centers here in a sec. Alright, there's centers. We can come down here, and where are we pushback wise? We're going to have to stop here in a second. So I'm going to wait on engine start so I can come out here and spot when we need to stop moving. I know I don't have ground service, the ground services X add-on, so I can't make it turn and all that, which is sad, but I can't make it manage my pushback for me. I still have to do that myself. So, just part of the deal, I guess. FedEx Express with GE90s. Ah, I love GE90s. Right, we stop the plane. Apologize for the sniff. Alright, we're stopped. So we can go parking brakes. We'll set the trim real fast. Oh, it's already set at 4 units. That's great. So we can turn flight controls off. Go back to engines. Alright, and we can actually start the engines now. So we will start number 2 first. And now we wait for it. I'll let you guys listen to the beautiful sounds. I forgot to turn TCAS on. I'll turn it on now. TCAS is on. So we're just waiting on the engines now. Alright, do we have engines? We do. We have engine number 2 coming. I'll turn taxi lights on now. Do we have a good start? Alright, engine number 2, we have a good start. That's great. Let's start number 1. Right, number 1 is coming up. Looks pretty nice. Right, we're bringing the other engine online. Scheduled departure time that I put in, the real flight went a few hours ago. Scheduled time that I put in is in 22 minutes, so we're going to be leaving early on my watch. Flight's about an hour and 15 minutes long. I should have pointed that out. They don't normally take a 777. They take an MD-11 or a DC-10. I do not have either of those aircraft, so I just went with the one that I had, which is 777-200. Alright, so now, what we can do, because the engines are started both now, we can go to the before taxi. Any ice, set where we need it, basically. Recall is clear. Flight controls, check them now. I'm just going to turn the packs on real quick. Alright. So we'll test the flight controls. Full up, full down, full left, full right, right to left, and right to right. And we'll just move the joystick around. Or the yoke, I mean, I have a joystick. We'll move it around, make sure everything's good and clear. It is. We can stop. Flight controls are good. And ground equipment is clear. That's before taxi complete. Before takeoffs, just flaps 5, so we'll set that now. I feel like that should be in the before taxi, but I don't know. Just personal opinion. So now we can actually start a really short taxi. And we can turn the APU off, too. Something I always forget. Alright, everything looks good, so let's get my view reset. Zoo reset. Just parking brake. And let's get a little bit moving here. Give it some power. Turn to the right. And get moving. Runway is right there, so it's a really short taxi. So there's the line already. Just give it some power. Bring it back. Alright. Just gonna keep going here. I really don't have anything to talk about in the taxi, so other than we're pretty much at the runway already. So yeah, that was pretty short. So we can start preparing for takeoff now. So the before takeoff checklist is complete. We can hit the checklist again. That goes to the after takeoff. We are good until then, so as for right now, we can just focus on taxiing and keeping the speed up. Try not to overturn. We're doing okay. Alright. Now we're coming towards the runway, so we'll check the approach path. It is clear.
27.
Runway verified. Strobe lights and everything's come on. Taxi can come off. So we're just going to roll onto the runway here. And just bring it to the right. You can tell, these runways feel really small the bigger the plane is, and you can really tell on these big planes that
On runway
it can feel pretty
27.
small. Alright. 27 verified. Arm the spoilers, just in case. You never know what can happen. Alright, we're lined up. Step on the brakes. Everything looks good up here. Everything looks good down there. Recall is clear. I believe we are ready to go. So, in that case, we will zoom it in a little bit. Bring it back up. Right, shoot for... We'll turn the clock on. 55% on the N1. Oop, why am I getting a warning? Spoilers. We don't need spoilers. Okay. Let's do it for real this time. 55% N1. Everything looks good, no asymmetry. Toga. Here we go, auto throttle's coming in. There's the engines coming up. 102.2% we're shooting for. That is good. 100 knots already.
V1.
There's V1. There's rotate. There's V2. Bringing it up. Slowly rotating. Right, possibility decline, gear up. That's the autopilot, gear up. Well, I'm a noob. Right, so we're coming up. Everything is looking great. Bring the nose down a little bit. Right. So it's starting to speed up again. We're through acceleration altitude. Flaps 1. We're going to pull the legs up over here. Go direct to that waypoint. Start turning. Still flying manually, so I feel like it. Bring it up more. Flaps up. Reset altitude to flight level 360. Set that. Autopilot coming in. Alright, I've had enough flying. Hand flying, by that. And we're going to be turning on course here to Houston maybe, or Houston? I'm not sure. But look at that. Pretty nice view outside as we turn to depart Memphis. So what we can do now, bring the checklist up. After takeoff checklist is complete, click through there, and that's descent checklist. So we don't have any more checklists to do. So we'll sync the heading up. And we will be ready for 10,000 feet. And it is approaching rather quickly. It's a pretty straightforward departure. Off that runway we just turned for, probably supposed to turn for E-Makes or something, or maybe just go straight for Hton. Looks like just straight for Hton. So we're basically just going to follow this north and follow the rest of the procedure north. Then we'll fly northwest, and then we'll turn east, northeast toward Chicago. So clock says 3 minutes. About an hour 11 to go. And we're going to be through 10,000 feet here in a second. Alright, there's 10K. So we can turn the landing lights off. Turn-offs can come off. We just need strobes, and we can take logo off. Alright, so we don't really need to ding anyone for electronics, so we're pretty good to go. So now we just sit back and relax. Alright everybody, welcome back. So right now we are just passing through 12,200 feet. We are on our descent into Chicago O'Hare. We've been on the arrival for a while. I've been flying for 57 minutes now. And it looks like we're about to come through the cloud layer here momentarily. We're at the turtle waypoint. So we're still coming down. We're going to be here, as it says, at about 11,000 feet. And then up at about Hiry, H-I-H-R-Y, going to be turning to get the ILS, because I don't feel like following it around past the ILS, like parallel to it. So we'll just say we're getting vectors from Hiry. I will just vector myself, and we need to come down to 4,000 now. So from this point, we just kind of follow this for a minute. So what we're going to do, I have the auto brake set to 2, I have all the minimums and approach references set up. We're going to be landing on runway 10 center. We're going to be going, hopefully, taxiway T, Tango, taking that down to S1, Sierra 1, into the southeast cargo ramp. That is the plan. I don't know if it's going to happen exactly like that, but I've given myself a good, probably 6,500 feet worth of runway, which I think will be enough, because we're decently light, but not incredibly at the same time. I think we're going to need to go vertical speed mode, unfortunately. We'll put it at 245. knots. We'll go full speed brake because we need to slow down. We need to be below 250 by the time we get to 10, which might not happen, but we'll see. It's looking like it will happen. I can actually decrease the descent rate a little bit. And I can check my checklist. So we have already done the altimeters for approach. So approach is done. So we just have our landing checklist. So we don't have to do that right now. We're still a pretty good ways off landing. I'll bring the spoilers back in now. Arm them again. And we're passing through 10,000, so landing lights come on, logo come on, turn offs can come on. Everything up here looks good still. Everything down here looks good. So it's all going pretty well. You can see it's pretty nice out for the most part. We're about to go through some clouds. Haven't seen any bad weather the whole flight. It's been great. That's a nice view there with the light reflecting off the engine. Oops, sorry. Hit my microphone with my headphones. I do apologize. It's a pretty nice reflection there, actually. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the views I had during the cruise set up for you guys. Personally, I thought they were pretty good. But then again, that's just myself talking, so yeah. So I'm just going to be looking at some headings here. So when we get to Harry, I think or close to Harry, I think 020 might be good, or 015. We could just go 015 right now. In fact, that's what we'll do. We'll turn 015 right now. We'll break off from the flight plan at this point. From this point onwards, we're just going to vector around. We're over northwestern Illinois, so at least I think we are. There's DeKalb, that's in Iowa. DuPage, I believe, is in Illinois. So we're somewhere around the Illinois-Iowa border. So that's reasonable. We can give ourselves more leeway on the descent again. I hate you guys again, I'm sorry. I am completely stupid today. So I think we'll bring it down to 40 knots. I'm not going to bring it to... Actually, I will. I'll bring it to 230 now. And we'll just hold around 230 for now. I'm not listening to the arrows blinking of saying I'm off my flight route. I'm doing this on purpose so I don't have to go fly in the middle of nowhere to turn back around and come back to where we need to be. I'm just going to where we need to be to cut, like, probably 5-10 minutes off the flight time. Which explains why we're only an hour or two in. But we've got 12 more minutes, theoretically, before we're considered late, I guess. If you just go off flight times being on time or late. But, yeah, if we were just going off my scheduled departure, we wouldn't be landing until about 30 minutes from now. So, we'd be considered early otherwise. But, I mean, if we were really going off that, but... You know what I mean. It's confusing stuff. But anywho, or anyhow, I don't know. We are in the cloud layer, so we are getting pretty low. I did not actually check to see where the clouds were. Right now it's telling me broken at about 3,000 feet, so it's going to be a little bit down the ILS, I guess. ILS starts at 4,000, so be a little bit down the ILS we'll start getting through the clouds, which would be great. In fact, I think we're actually, I was about to say, I think we're through them now, but we're not. We just got darker. I already can't see, so I'll zoom this in even more. We're doing pretty good. Nothing has really gone wrong at all, despite knock on wood. Yeah, I don't really have any channel news to talk about. Nothing really big is going on with the channel. Though I do apologize for last week's videos being late. I had some technical difficulties with my computer, aka the control panel wouldn't open. So, I mean, it would open, it just would blank out, but I've got it working now, so we're all good. Nothing's wrong anymore. But yeah, so I just thought I might let you guys know that. And yeah, so this will be like the first flight video on my channel, which I'm excited about, because this is like my favorite thing to do ever. And I guess if you want, you can count this as a 20 subscriber special. I'm very happy. I'm sorry, I sound not very happy, but believe me, it's just late at night, so I don't sound very happy, but trust me, I am very happy that we have gotten to 20 subs. I know it sounds like the most minuscule number, that it's just a tiny number, I know. We're through the clouds. I know it's just a tiny number, but it means a lot to me. Especially because I just make videos to make videos, and people watch them amazingly. It's funny that people actually put up with me, but according to my things, you only put up with me for about 40 seconds, which I guess is alright, but I can't make you stay. I just gotta try to be interesting, which is hard for me to do. I will be perfectly honest. Alright, speed coming back to 10. And the vertical speed back some more. And we're going to pass flap up here, so I think we'll actually go flap 1 right now. Alright, so there's flap 1. Coming down now. See what it looks like outside. Bad. And really cool. Okay, I'm going to screenshot that. Okay, I took about 5 screenshots with that to get my FPS back where I wanted it, because it's the same key, which I need to change, but it still looks cool. Ah, it's a nice picture. The joys of flying. Beautiful views off like every direction. But alright, so I need to start slowing down a bit more. We'll go 200, we'll go 190 knots. We'll also take flap 5. And we will also start turning 070 right now. So that way we'll be within the 30-degree requirement for the localizer, or the 30-degree range is the ground. Once we get below the clouds, I think I will do some manual flying, some hand flying. But we'll see how the weather looks. If it's okay, then we're still on for that. But if not, then I'll just bring it in, auto land, and we'll just take it at like 5 miles or 4 miles or something. Either way, I will land it by hand. Unless the clouds are about 200 feet off the ground. And I'm now getting this thing overcast at 1,000 feet. That is not fun. I need to actually set the... what is it? What's the localizer? There's the localizer. Set the localizer in. And we'll actually set approach, because we're on the glide path as well. And with that, we will take the landing checklist, which we don't really need to do right now. Right, so we have flaps 5, we'll take 15, and we'll go down the glide slope with 15 degrees of flap. We will take... we'll take the gear here in a little bit. It's kind of cool, though. We're 10 nautical miles away from the O'Hare Airport, and we still can't even see it. It's kind of interesting thinking about it in that respect. But anyway, hour 8 minutes flight time. Still coming in. Nothing really happening at the moment. But this says we're 10.7 DME, which I don't believe.
2,500.
Well, actually, no, I do believe that. Oh, there's 2,500 feet above the ground. I can kind of see now. I think we will take gear. Yes, we will take gear. Right, I have the runway in sight. I have the lights. We have some traffic. No, we don't. Alright, great. Looks like the gear will be down here in a minute. Go at 160 knots. Alright, I'll start taking flaps now. Take flap 20. With that, we'll also go flap 25. We'll be landing flap 30. And from there, we'll go down to 150 knots to be our approach speed. we'll take flap 30. And that will be the landing checklist complete. 7.4 DME, that says. I'll believe that. Alright, that is the landing checklist complete. That is the shutdown checklist next, so basically, it means we're pretty good off. Alright, so I think I'm going to take it. Alright, I have manual control. Zoomed in a little far, I'll zoom back a little bit. TCAS keeps saying we have traffic, but I don't believe it when it says that. I don't know. Right, hopefully we can grease this. I'm hoping I don't float it like every other time I fly this plane. I always have a problem with floating it because I get nervous and I pull up too early. We're looking okay with the center line, 900 feet. Decision height's 200, so I can go all the way down to 200 feet if I need to before deciding. I think we're going to land as of right now. I need to get a steady decision in. 2 red, 2 white. I think we're going to land. There's 500. Power's coming back. A little low. About to be 300. There's 300. Alright, we're a little low, but that's okay. 200 feet, there's minimums. We are landing. 100 feet. Oh, it's floating.
10.
Oh, that landing was okay, I guess. Spoilers armed? Yep. Idle reverse. That's not idle reverse, but that's good enough. And there's Tango, which we missed. We take the reversers out. I will take manual braking. Auto brakes off. Spoilers are still up, yes. The landing was okay. It could have been better. But other than that, it was okay. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Chicago. Even though there's no passengers on this plane, it's just boxes, basically. But that flight was okay, if you ask me. And stop the clock. We are 2 minutes early. That is great. Alright, we'll turn the auto brake off. Alright, so we are on taxiway Foxtrot, which means we are further back than I wanted to be, but is this Romeo? Yeah, it is. Alright. So we want to take Romeo. RR. I'm just doing the phonetic. I'm just looking outside there. We'll go flaps up, because I forgot to put them up.
3, 2, left.
Alright, the flaps are up. I will clean up the autopilot and everything once we get parked, so I don't get sidetracked. We're on Romeo. I mean, we made Tango for the most part. I mean, we vacated at about Foxtrot. So we probably used about, what,
Approaching. 3, 2, left.
8,500 feet? 8,000, 8,500 feet. I mean, that's kind of long, but it's... I mean, you gotta keep in mind, though, we have like an 87% load on this thing, so that's okay. I didn't use too much brake either, so... I mean, it's alright. The landing itself was pretty good, if I do say so myself. I mean, at least that's what I thought. I mean, I did float quite a bit, coming over the threshold and just landing, but that's to be expected with me. I just need more practice. It looks like we are coming into the cargo ramps now. Yes, we are. This is the cargo ramps. So I think we'll be parking along the top around here somewhere. Alrighty. So we just gotta keep pulling forward here. We could go left there, but I don't want to. We could go right. Diagonal, seriously. We can make that. I'll try anyway. We are going to leave the taxi light on so I can see, but we are probably going to blind the marshaller, even though we don't have one. So, yeah, let's go. Coming over. My cat is running around like crazy. It's very annoying. How is our wingtip clearance? Good? Good. Oh, there is actually somebody departing. It looks like. Check who that is real fast. We have two planes. We have United 330 and United 331. Okay then. I guess my TCAS wasn't lying. They must have just been on the ground or something. Alright, I can see where I'm going now. We're pretty well lined up. Taxi lights off. Keep going up. I'll park it when I feel good with it. I'm thinking there. Yeah, there. Alright. Parking brake set. I forgot to start the APU when we started taxiing. We gotta wait for that now. Alright, we gotta make the APU hurry up. We can still clean this up while we're at it, so. Pretty much just turned everything off. Does this have anything left on it? Does it have traffic on? No. We can turn the transponder off. We just gotta wait for the APU to spin up, and then we can go over to that and we can shut our engines off. Just checking something real fast. My transponder was good. Okay. So, who's in front of us? United 331. Alright, so... Actually, no, they were off already. Beacon can come off. Yeah, stay off. Seatbelts off. APU's coming on. I was looking around for a gauge up top. I'm so used to the 737 now that I was just looking for the gauge, the APU gauge. But alright, so there's our APU. So we're running on that. That's what we can do now. Kill the engines. And there we go, the engines are coming off. So we go to the shutdown checklist. Alright, we gotta turn the hydraulics off. Actually, no, we want the engine hydraulics on, we want the electrics off. Hitting the wrong buttons for days. Right, those are off. And once the engines are spun down, we can... Is parking brake set? Yes. Once the engines are spun down, we can... Alright, we can get a ground crew up. So, we can get our connections. Alright, so at this point the packs can come off. And now the APU can come off. Take external power. And take the fuel pumps out. Right. Now the secure. Alright, packs are good already. Just gotta take the ADRU and emergency lights. And that is the secure checklist complete. And that's it. Alright, so now all we have to do is get the doors open. So we open, we'll get the door page. Get my front door open. We'll open the main deck door for cargo. We'll open all the cargo doors. So we look outside now, you can see front door. Cargo doors are coming. I'll fix the sound for you. Okay, never mind. I was gonna say so you don't have to listen to that hissing sound. That'll go away momentarily. Hopefully. So yeah, cargo bay is opening up. Cargo doors below are opening up. Our big one up here is opening. And we are parked here in Chicago. So, I thank you guys for watching this video. If you liked the video, leave a like. If you didn't like the video, leave a dislike and tell me why in the comments. I have been Sassgrass Gaming. I thank you for watching this flight video, and goodbye!